where can you meet high value men, right? This is the $1,000,000 questions that I will give you the answer to in this video. So if you've ever wondered, where do I go? Where I don't attract low quality men that are like, in bars, and they're like, not having like a lot of income, don't have any social, etiquette or anything like that, then keep listening to this video because I will tell you exactly where you can meet high value men. I'm Antia, founder and creator of the Magnetize Your Man method. And look, this is the channel where we magnetize your man so that the man you want desires and most importantly pursues you forever. Now, like, share, and subscribe for more free, great, juicy training videos coming your way that will help you to attract the right man for you. And also, listen until the very end because I will have a very surprising and unexpected bonus where to meet high value men that you don't want to miss. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'll have 6 bonus points for you on where to meet those incredible men. Number 5 is charity events and galas. Now, of course, you could say, hold on a second. You can, of course, meet men everywhere, right? So my clients have met men at a gas station. I met men in traffic. You know what I mean? Like literally, like we exchanged phone numbers. I had a note behind my windshield wiper. So besides that, you could meet men everywhere. I'm going to give you some inspiration, right? How to think. So why charity events and galas? So because a high value man is living his life. He's usually a part in his life where he has done some investments. He has invested in himself. He has made some money and now he's looking at giving back, right? Or he's looking at like some write-offs because he makes so much money that it's really more about like writing off the taxes, that he doesn't have to pay all this incredible amount of taxes because he's $1,000,000 empire or whatever it is, right? So charity events and galas will give you more access to those incredible men who are having already a life. By the way, the same is true with Rotary clubs, all of those clubs, right, where people are going to give back. Right? And this is really cool because when you attract a man who wants to give back, it's going to be an extraordinary partner. Right? It's going to be a partner who's generous. It's a partner who's worked on himself. And it's a partner who is at a certain stage in his life. Number 4 is volunteering. Same kind of reason, right? Like a high value man looks, how can I give back? How can I sort of participate in the bigger picture of humanity? So it could be literally volunteering at a local shelter, volunteering at church, volunteering. I mean, really, it's endless, right? Like Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the holidays, of course, right? But volunteer somewhere what you're passionate about because you never want to do something to just meet a man. But then, because then you would leave your alignment, you want to make sure you stay in alignment, you stay magnetic to the right partner, right? And I have to really say, back in the day when I hadn't met my husband yet, volunteering, just absolutely incredible. My friend actually met her guy who was a doctor, volunteering in Africa. They were really helping building wells in African villages, things like that. Doctors Without Borders, things like that, right? And the cool thing also is volunteering it's sort of a lifestyle, right? And it's sort of a certain approach to life. And it's almost self-filtering because you're really saying, wow, this person doesn't just look out for himself, but he actually wants to give back, right? And you can create something even bigger together as that power couple. So huge fan of that. Number 3, if you're looking at a more masculine guy, right? And car shows, car dealer events. Now, if you, of course, want somebody more high value, look more at car dealer events at Porsche, Mercedes, like all of those luxury car brands. And then people don't think about that, right? And you could like literally ask probably around in your town when there's like the next, sometimes there's like a either a launch of a new model coming up, or like the dealership has actually a birthday, an anniversary. But it's really interesting. Actually, that's one secret tip that I got from a matchmaker, right? That's where they go to meet high value men. So you also want to think about, okay, so if I was a matchmaker and I would have to find high value men that I could match up with incredibly high value women, where would I go to get those cards, right? And car shows and car dealer events is actually like a big mecca of high value men. Number 2, that's also a little bit unexpected, is attend a shareholder meeting. Now, you're asking yourself, Antia, how in the world do I do that? Right? Well, sometimes it's really easy. You literally just have to buy one share, and it actually gives you access to attend one of the meetings. Now, that's not always true, right? Sometimes you need to have a certain amount of shares. But with some companies, it's enough to buy just one share, and you can attend those meetings. And of course, those men are really looking at investing, right? So what kind of men and what kind of stage is looking at investing? Well, usually a man who is already accomplished, a man who definitely has his life together and looks at, okay, now how can I actually multiply all this money that I've made over the years, but also a man who's smart, right? Because he's actually thinking not just about spending money, not just being that sort of little boy, Peter Pan kind of energy, but this is like a responsible king. He's like a responsible magician inside of himself, becoming creative, becoming interested in the financial world so he can set up his kingdom to welcome his queen, which in this case would be you. And number 1, and I kid you not, lots of stories like that, attend a personal development seminars. And I've heard many times that women went to personal development seminars and either ended up with the speaker, with the presenter, right, with somebody else who was attending. There's, for example, something called landmark education. I know people have all kinds of different opinions about it, but lots of couples that came out of that are now happily married, with kids, all the things. And what the cool thing about a personal development seminar is you really get to know a person and their potential, what they really want to step into. And what's really cool is, look, we all have shortcomings. Like, we all have different backgrounds. We all have faults, flaws, and so on. But when you end up with a man from a personal development seminar, right, there is a level of self-awareness and there's a willingness to work on themselves. So if you have like an argument with your partner that you met in a personal development seminar, they usually have an accountability coach. They usually have some sort of system that helps them to navigate this conversation, this argument in an empowering way, right? Because they really want to grow themselves. And one of their highest values is growth, right? So that's actually, by the way, really important too, because we've seen a lot of couples over the years who had a lot in common, but unfortunately, growth was not on that list. And because one person grew more than the other, they eventually grew apart. So personal development seminars, fantastic. Now, how do you find those personal development seminars? Well, for one, you can ask your friends. When it comes to personal development, what do you do so far? You can look up landmark education if that resonates for you, but it could be anything. It could be about financial, money mindset. It could be anything spiritual. It says there's many, many different aspects, right? Health, wellness, relationships, obviously, right? My husband and I, funny enough, we, back in the day, used to host personal development seminars for singles. Right? So men and women met, some ended up with each other at the seminar, but they didn't come back to the next session because they were gone. And I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, that's great that you guys met, but like, hey, let's still learn, how to navigate all the, but anyways, lots of incredible connections were made at our relationship development seminars, right? So keep that in mind and ask around, ask people, and maybe also post below, maybe what personal development seminars have you attended? Where did you, meet quality men? Meet is missing now. Where did you meet quality men in the past? We even had a client who met somebody on LinkedIn. Because see, the thing also is when you're in alignment, like the men will just come to you. I mean, it's just crazy, right? Like, I mean, we had stories where a woman actually, it was somebody from 20 years ago who reached out to her on Facebook. So just like was available on Facebook. Another one got reached out on LinkedIn. The guy just saw the photo and God told him to contact her. And, like he thought, he want to make sure that she didn't think he was crazy. You know what I mean? So let us know, where did you meet quality men? I'd love to hear. And of course, I have a bonus you don't want to miss. So for those of you who stayed until the very end, you will be rewarded, which is wineries. Now, not just in general wineries, but you can, again, they have like some private events sometimes. So ask for that. Like when you are at a winery and you have, of course, like a responsible relationship to alcohol as well, is of course also important, right? But if you do, wineries often draw a lot of people that are very sophisticated, right? So you really think about also, you could even think about golf tournaments. So where do you meet sophisticated polo, right? Where do you meet sophisticated people, right? In those kind of arenas. All right, this is it for today. And ladies, I have a very special offer for you, because if you would like to discover how we became multiple six-figure love coaches and how you can as well, and you want to sit where I'm sitting, then click on the link in the description or comment below, or go to icoachlove.com. And of course, if you haven't done so already, watch next. When a man deeply loves you, he will start saying these 5 things. Lots of love to you, ladies, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.